Foster is our veteran official. Buzelis and Mitchell Robinson up for it. Robinson, the 7-footer, wins it. And it'll be the Knicks with the ball to start the night. Look at the player props brought to you by Bet365. So Brunson is back after he missed the other night with an ankle injury. They got an 11-point victory over Memphis without him. Here's Bridges, who had a great shooting night against the Grizzlies. Giddey is there with the rebound. He was questionable with the hamstring tightness tonight. Jones was questionable with the ankle, but both are starting. Here's the former New York Knick, Gershon Yabusele, misfires to start the night. Here comes Josh Hart with Anunoby. Into Yabusele, the banker, no, Robinson's there.
Well, one thing about Anunoby, he's going to attack the basket.
Speaking of attacking, Buzelis attacks, left the dunk attempt short, but drew the foul. Here is Brunson. Went to his third consecutive All-Star game this year, makes an All-Star move, going to his offhand. Remember, he's a left-hander just like his dad. He finishes that with the right one.
Well, he plays like a power forward at the point guard spot. I mean, he's size-wise, he's 6'1", but he plays like he's 6'8".
Here's the 6'3" Jones matched up with Brunson tonight. Giddey tried to sling it down low for Yabusele, and the long arms of the Knicks deflected. And Anunoby, a transition three won't go. Josh Hart tried to rebound it. He has averaged 7 rebounds a game for his career from the guard spot. Jones to Yabusele in transition. The three won't go. Rebound to Robinson.
Yabusele had 2 wide open looks.
Brunson drives with the left, looking for Bridges off his hand and out. The former Villanova teammates trying to team up.
Well, one of the things in their starting lineup right now that they have out here, they've got 4 guys that are legitimate defensive stoppers.
Yes.
Anunoby's one of the best. You see him on Josh Giddey right now, but you got Mitchell Robinson, who's a great rim protector, Mikal Bridges, and Josh Hart.
Buzelis, no. Rebound, though, grabbed by Jones. Both Bridges and Brunson missed it. Jones missed a shot. Robinson clears. This is a top 8 team in defensive efficiency, top 5 team in scoring defense, the Knicks this year.
Well, and one of the things about the Knicks is that if they really want to go deep in the playoffs and they really want to come out of the Eastern Conference, you know, their 2-star players have to commit to being two-way players in the playoffs. They've got to stop people. There's a three-point by Anunoby. They've got the talent and the skill set as a team to get out of the East if they really want to, but they've got to commit to the defensive end. Both him and, you know, Karl Anthony Towns.
Oh, it's out of bounds to the Knicks. Towns dealing with an elbow injury. That's why he is out. He did take some shots before the game, try to see if he was going to feel okay. That's why Robinson is getting the start over Cat tonight. Cat has tortured the Bulls in his NBA career. He's put up huge numbers against him. Oh. Robinson filling in quite nicely for Cat with the dunk. Nice feed that time from Anunoby, and it's a 9-1 Knicks night. Bulls have 1 point in the first few minutes, and Jalen Brunson, a break for the Bulls as he blows the layup. Giddey looking for Buzelis, who was deflected by Robinson. It's a lot of length outside of Jalen Brunson on this New York defense. There's Buzelis lining up a 3. Yabusele elevates to slap it out for Okoro.
Good hustle, wide open.
And now let's see if he can cash in. Short, rebound Bridges.
He's missed 3 wide open threes.
You know, 2 from that right corner. He's been one of the Bulls' better three-point shooters since all the trades took place. Yabusele. Brunson for Anunoby. Yabusele is there. Hart bounces for Bridges. On the attack, he's really good in the mid-range.
Yeah, he had been struggling for a while, and now he's starting to get his shot down. They definitely need him to play well offensively. We know what he can do defensively, but offensively, he needs to be one of those guys that step up for him.
26 a game. Here's Anunoby. He's got Okoro on him. Outside Brunson, he's got Sexton on him. He'll drill a 3. Brunson shoot right around, not a little bit better than league average from outside this year. He's been more volume this season, so the percentages have gone down a little bit. Giddey had it knocked away by Robinson. More of that Knicks length. Bridges. Robinson sealed off Buzelis.
That was a vet move by Robinson to seal off the defender to not allow him to get in play and block that shot.
Ugly start for the Bulls. The Knicks with a 16-1 advantage.
It's a foul. Wow, he got fouled twice.
Yeah, he's asking for it. None doing, and here come the Knicks on the push. Bridges lobs. Robinson can't finish.
You're gonna call that foul. Hey, Bulls Drop opens tonight at 7:30 p.m. Open the Bulls app and join the drop for your chance to win. Hey, listen, the sun shines on both sides of the cat's behind, baby. That's what Johnny Block used to say.
I imagine he may have said it a little bit differently as well a couple of times.
Yeah, he did. Use a little bit of, some curse words.
Giddey, a step over three, won't go. The Bulls have 1 point in the first 6 minutes of this game.
Well, nobody's going to the offensive glass. It's like you got to start attacking the glass a little bit.
Well, they're just going to keep lobbing for Robinson, who got held up on track towards the rim. Okoro back for the Bulls, who are 0 for 8 to start the night. 6 of their 8 attempts have been from three. Sexton attacks the rim and had it swatted out by Anunoby.
And he's doing it here.
Bulls are 0 of 9 for the field now. Or 0 for 10, I should say. Sexton almost picked it off. Hart saved it, got it inside, and that was a foul on Okoro as suddenly after the second Okoro foul. Bulls and Magic, they have dominated the losing teams. The teams with losing records, they've won 10 straight against them. Sexton off target, 0 for 11 are the Bulls from the field.
And that's what good teams are supposed to do. Yep. Don't waste time.
Oh, Brunson walks into a three. Loose ball into the hands of Leonard Miller.
Oh.
Okoro, kick, Sexton trying to get the Bulls a field goal, and they finally do at the 5:24 mark of the opening period.
Well, this is a guy that can get hot quick. He's proven coming off the bench he can get scoring bunches.
Well, Colin Sexton looks like a guy who's playing for a job. He's going to be an unrestricted free agent. He is certainly competing like a guy who feels there's going to be some folks out there, if not in Chicago, that want to bring him in for next season. And Anunoby, a smooth three.
And that's where he's really improved, his jump shooting, his scoring.
38% from three now.
Yeah, he's become a very, very good three-point shooter, above the league average.
Giddey, flip, short, loose. Anunoby, just a quick handoff for Hart so they can start the break. Hart kind of bobbled it, so that'll slow him down, but Anunoby will take a quick one. Miller the rebound.
Bulls got to try to get some offensive rebounds and slow this run down a little bit.
Deuce McBride, who's back. He's guarding Giddey. Sexton takes another one and hits.
I told you, he's the guy that he comes in fearless. he doesn't even look at the score. He's just going to come in and play at a high level.
He's got both Bulls buckets. Here's Sohan, watched by Miller. Brunson has Patrick Williams on him. McBride, got it.
I was watching him warm up. You know, he was taking that shot right there.
Yep, off of screens and off of some physicality from his coaches.
Yes, he came out here and got a good workout.
Well, here's Williams, can't get past Brunson. Sexton cuts, it's thrown away.
Not a good pass.
6 turnovers by the Bulls. Josh Hart into Williams, who ends up fouling him.
That these guys have really flourished under Peter Patton. I mean, again, the franchise record for threes that they made is unbelievable. I mean, they're getting up a lot of threes and making them. Yep. And now you can't leave Josh Hart. You can leave him and go double and help out, but you can't leave him. He'll hurt you.
Yabusele knocks down the 5th Bulls three. 5 of their 6 field goals, that's it, have been from 3. Being doubled up by the Knicks. Here's Bridges. That one's short that time. Rebound to Okoro. Okoro said, I'm going to take it myself.
Listen, I've seen that now the last 3 or 4 ball games. He needs to do that more often. Just get up and go.
Well, this is just another chance, right? These last 6 games, and I imagine a lot of these guys are saying, you know what, I'm going to try to put together something offensively down the stretch.
Oh, wow.
There's Bridges getting the free run to the rim for the jam.
You see how fast New York gets back defensively?
That's why they're one of the best in the league, Stace.
There's no jogging. Everybody gets to their man. They load up quickly to their man.
That's a deep one, maybe a little too deep for Dillingham. That is something that was a concern, right? Because Tom Thibodeau is such a strong defensive coach. Thought, well, is Mike Brown going to get these guys to play D? They bought in pretty good. Oh, he was thinking about it. He still followed it back up and in. But one of the slighter players on the floor went and attacked Yabusele.
Shammy was like, hey, you must have forgot. I used to get up.
Like Roy Jones Jr. Here is Sexton. As soon as he said, y'all must have forgot, I was like, oh, that's a Roy Jones Jr. song back in the 90s. Y'all must have forgot.
Y'all must have forgot.
Knocked him down with a body shot.
Man.
Well, Shamit's known more as a three-point specialist, but that was an impressive drive, even if he didn't finish the dunk. Bridges escapes Okoro for a moment. There's that friendly bounce on those short-range jumpers.
Now watch how they get back defensively and match up to their guys. They're not cross-matched at all.
Yeah, McBride was already back, although Jones just discarded Deuce. And Dillingham with the dime to the rim.
All right, let's see the Bulls get back defensively and match up.
McBride, that's good. That's his second three. Couple of trays for Deuce.
Kind of reminds you of Derek Fisher a lot.
It's a great comp, I think. Body size, too.
Body size.
Yep.
He's come up limping that time. He was limping.
He's had a rough year, man. Yeah, he's limping up the floor, McBride. He's had a tough season. He had pelvic and core surgery earlier this year. Dillingham the foul on Anunoby. Clarkson, the 33-year-old who has always put good numbers up off the bench. One of the best bench players of this decade in the NBA. Buzelis, a little bit of a telegraph pass.
Setting screens and really good screens and really trying to get separation to get a good shot.
Giddey being hassled by Clarkson, picked up by Hart. Giddey trying to get something going to the rim. He gets shut off, has to shoot it. And the rebound to Sohan. Listen, I'll say this. The Bulls have seen some suffocating defenses lately. This is another one of them. The tap wouldn't go by Sohan. Here comes Buzelis and knocked out by Hart. That prevents a fast break opportunity.
Billy Donovan, you're trying to leave him out here and trying to get him going, but at some point, you got to try to get some energy and somebody come in and make a difference. Maybe Matt McClung, maybe Yuki comes in and gives you a spark like they did the other night at home.
Well, even Yabusele gets in close range, can't do a whole lot with it. Bulls have scored 23 points in 16 minutes. If you're curious, that's a bad number. Here's Shamit. That's a three. Rebound to Giddey.
See how they get back?
Yep.
Match up.
They matched up. Oh, Buzelis lost his footing. Oh, no. He is holding on to his leg. Slowly getting up as Hart is able to finish. And McBride.
They're holding their knee. They just called it.
Clarkson all over Giddey. And another Bulls turnover. Hart to Clarkson. Gave it up at the last second to Sohan, who just dunked on Williams.
Oh, my goodness. He just climbed Patrick Williams. If you're not up now, you're working up now.
53-23. It's a 30-point lead for the New York Knicks. Giddey, that's a three. In and out. Nice rebound by Yabusele. Giddey cuts to the basket. Maybe the first time tonight we've seen that, but he ended up missing the layup. Here is McBride off target. Yabusele the rebound. All I'm thinking is, man, don't embarrass yourselves. Fat Joe's here.
Wow, another turnover.
That is the 10th turnover of the half. Here's Clarkson. Shamit knocks down a three.
The points off turnovers are 17-0.
Knicks have only turned it over twice so far. Okoro, the kick, Miller, trying to get space, drives and kicks for Giddey, and a triple.
See, everything is contested. Everything is a difficult shot for the Bulls.
Yep. Number 11, guarded by Miller.
Good help by Patrick Williams.
Yep. Good hedge that time. Now he picks up Anunoby, but lost him. Offensive rebound for the guard and Clarkson, and Anunoby cuts to the rim and gets the feed and lays it in. There's Williams, goes into the post against Brunson. That's a nice move.
Thank you.
We have not seen a lot of that this season from Patrick Williams, using his size advantage when he has it.
Well, it's just recognition, understanding, hey, look, we're struggling from the perimeter. We got mismatches on the floor. Let me just back him down at 250 pounds to Brunson's 205 pounds.
Oh, Hart kind of lulled Okoro to sleep and was able to lay it in. Okoro probably thought that Hart was going to pass that ball out, but he laid it in. That's two drives by Williams in a row, but he got
hooked somewhere in there. You got to add that to your game, especially with how quick these guys rotate. Wow.
Anunoby hits a three. Another one for The Knicks, their 8th to add on to their franchise record. Sexton, that's a 3. He's got most of the damage for the Bulls tonight. He's got 12 of their paltry 28 points in this first half.
I mean, he's the guy that comes out with no fear. And then if you're up 12, or down 12, he's going to come out and play the same way.
Knocked down all 4 of his 3-point attempts. Here's Clarkson. And good job by Okoro to box out Sohan. Sexton trying to go 5 for 5. There's his first miss.
But again, you see how they get back defensively. They're never cross-matched. They get back to their man and they load up defensively.
There's Brunson. Rotates wide open, Anunoby.
Wow.
That is his 4th 3.
Here they come back defensively. Let's see how they load up.
So Anunoby's already got the ball handler in Jones. Brunson's already out on Okoro. And then Hart's on the backside for the rebound. He had Sexton all the way.
Anunoby's the one guy, him and Bridges are the 2 guys that they actually can put on anybody.
Yep. And right now, Anunoby can't be guarded by anybody. He's knocked down 5 triples in this first half. 72 they've given up in the first half tonight. The most they've given up in a 6-game span in franchise history.
Well, and you know, listen, you're losing some size, some defensive rim protection a little bit. You know, Richards, who can score downside, rebound the basketball. You know, Jalen Smith. Those guys, you know, they're on the floor, the numbers are a lot better.
That's fair.
Not having those guys out here and you're playing guys out of position.
Yeah, undersized, right?
They're small. I mean, sometimes Billy's played 4 guards at one time.
Well, what did we see earlier? We saw Williams and Miller as your front court with 3 small guards. Anunoby draws another foul. Bank and Home Lender, level up your banking at emarquettebank.com and love where you bank.
The one thing about them having Tom Thibodeau that's really helped Mike Brown is Tom Thibodeau really established culture here. You know, hard work. He got the guys that he wanted to be the catalyst of that hard work and toughness, New York City toughness. And now Mike Brown benefits a team that is tough, mentally tough, and wants to get to the finals. They're disappointed where their season ended last year.
Foul here will send Jones to the line as well. 2-time Olympic silver medalist.
Well, I tell you what, if I'm Billy, I give these guys the first 5 minutes. And then if they don't come out with better energy, they were 6 of 23 in the first half as the starters. And if they don't come out ready to play this third quarter, you got to make a move.
Well, there's Jones going to the rim. He is the first starter for the Bulls in double figures. He's got 10 points, 5 assists. Sexton came out and gave them a little bit of a punch with 12 off the bench.
Well, Trey Jones going to compete. You know, some players just don't do it.
I don't think, I'm with you. I think most players don't really feed into it much. Okoro with a pick. Turnover by Brunson. That's just the 3rd New York turnover in this game. Buzelis.
See, Buzelis was looking for Yabusele to dive to the back.
About touches in the paint and ball reversal. And usually those are things that lead to great looks around the rim. Around the floor, I should say. There's Okoro at the rim.
But again, we talk. How often do we talk about player movement and ball movement?
Of course.
You know, over the last month and a half, the Bulls early this season were getting a lot of basket cuts, a lot of ball movement, and kind of gotten away from that. You don't see the cuts anymore. You don't see guys dive cut and cut hard. Even if you don't get it, you open it up for your teammates.
Bridges taking it all the way, and Buzelis was doing his very best.
Chicago, get ready. Bulls Fest 2026 presented by FootLocker.com today.
I told our crew that I made a mistake. That we should have had the Chipotle real difference maker be Mikal Bridges, because he claims to have eaten Chipotle every day for the last decade.
Well, that's probably why he hasn't missed any games.
Maybe that's the secret, man. Buzelis getting to the cup for the first time.
See, right there, he got there easily.
So a much sharper start to this third quarter. Still a massive deficit to face, but Bulls are 3 for 3. Nobody picks up Robinson. He has just eaten up the Bulls on the glass tonight.
Well, again, know your scouting report. I mean, this guy is a very good offensive rebounder.
He is 7 for 7 from the field. There's Okoro with a chance. Oh, Yabusele trying to cut off the pass to Robinson, and he ends up committing a foul. Brunson putting the moves on Buzales.
Oh, wow. I'm telling you, for a small guard, he's got some serious post moves.
Yep. Yabusele knifing inside. Good cut by Buzales, but he got shut off by the defense of Robinson. That was deflected by Okoro. Giddey spins it up ahead for Buzales, and he slams it in. Bridges quickly flings it down the floor for Hart. And Jones was back there defensively. Bridges into the paint. Buzales the rebound. On the last two trips, I've heard Grandmaster Flash and then Mortal Kombat. Giddey drives. That's off target. The wide range continues at MSG. Knocked out of the hands of.
Come on, boy, you heard that? Time for some action. They come out with that. Man, that was dope.
It's a great mix of New York hip-hop and the organ music. Robinson battling on the glass. There are multiple Bulls yelling, "Stop ball." Nobody even picked Brunson up until the
they're yelling,
line.
"Step up, step up."
I mean, you're just basically allowing them a free entry to begin their offense. You talked about full court pressure a lot. Teams barely see full court as Yabusele gets grabbed.
In their offense. But if you put a little pressure on them and force them to speed up a little bit, now you take away some of those options.
Well, I mean, you and I have seen how good of a defensive team Detroit is as well.
Nice
drive by Giddey. He gets in there. The Knicks have gotten blown out 3 times by the Pistons this season. And some of those Pistons teams weren't full strength, but they suffocated the Knicks on the defensive end because they wear you down. They don't let you get any rest on either end.
Well, they should have beat.
Once you get about to March and you start to get closer and closer to April, don't be shocked if you start seeing the game officiated a little bit differently, because that typically takes place at the end of the season.
Being in the top 5.
They had that great hot stretch that got him into the top 5 and got him past teams like Toronto, Orlando,
You had the
Philly.
Trae Young situation.
Yeah.
That was a distraction.
Yep.
And then they were able to move him. And then Jalen Johnson ascended as the go-to guy, basically the star of the team. And we saw them in the hotel. They stayed in the same hotel.
Edgecombe. These are all long teams, and the Bulls absolutely do not stack up in terms of length with most of the Eastern Conference right now. They are just smaller. Giddey plays big right there. That's the one difference. Giddey at the point guard position with his size is an anomaly relative to the rest of the conference.
Well, the Bulls the last few years have always had too many guards.
And small guards.
Guards. And that's always been a problem when it comes against these bigger, stronger teams. Good hustle by Colin Sexton.
Ends up with Sohan, and then Sexton continues to bat.
You got to get size. You got to get bigger. These teams are all big now. The lineups are huge.
Sexton rebounded by Sohan. Sexton continues to just hustle, trying to will this team back into some semblance of competitiveness tonight. It's been all New York. Brunson trying to put the moves on Giddey. Deep in the bag. Left it short, though. Giddey with the defense. Halfway through the third. And interesting thought when you consider the veteran leadership he's given to Philly this year. Zach Collins and Anthony Simons, who the Bulls have on their roster. Zach's going to be a free agent, so is Simons. Who had a nice performance a couple days ago for Detroit. Mitchell Robinson, 7-footer for the Knicks. Kobe White. Robert Williams III, who you and I were big fans of if he can stay healthy.
Those two names right there, Robert Williams in Portland, and also the big kid here in New York, Robinson. Those would be 2 of my guys on my priority list if I'm doing this, because I need some rim protection. I need some guys that are going to give me some toughness on the inside. Not so much trying to run score as a steal.
Steal by Sohan and the lay-in.
But I'm not looking for guys to give me score. I want guys that can rebound the basketball, give me some toughness, and block shots.
Matisse Thybulle, that might be an interesting wing defender. Mo Wagner, who's forward. Nice pass by Okoro to Giddey there. Maxi Kleba, Luke Kennard, who I think is going to be very sought after as a three-point shooter. Gabe Vincent, Quentin Grimes, Kelly Oubre's got some length, and then, of course, Ayo Dosunmu.
Because the Bulls team is not, they struggled this year, so you don't get a lot of time to watch him. You're not playing on prime time. You don't get a chance to see him often, even though you got league pass, teams.
The free agency's really changed in this new collective bargaining agreement. Cap space can be used in a lot of different ways, including taking on unwanted salaries or salary dumps in exchange for gathering more assets. You can trade uneven trades and take that money into cap space. You can also sign restricted free agents to painful offer sheets. Now, that's been around, obviously, before the CBA, but that's another way that the Bulls potentially, and I want to emphasize the word potentially, could use this salary cap space. So it's not just the days of unrestricted free agency and chasing guys and Chuck Swirsky landing on Chris Bosh's doorstep at midnight. Times have changed, guys.
In a smart car.
Yeah.
While everybody else pulled up in a limousine.
Chuck pulled up in a Fiat.
Oh, no.
Here is Anunoby, another three. He's knocked down 7 of them tonight. He's got 27 points.
I tell you, Anunoby is who you would want to see Patrick Williams be like. Similar build.
I mean, Anunoby is like the loftiest version of Patrick Williams.
Yeah, that's honest, but you see the same build size, the same size. You just you look at him, you go, wow. You remember when he first came in, he wasn't an offensive threat at all. I mean, he was a slasher, dunker, get out on the rim and break. But as far as being a three-point shooter, no, he wasn't. He has really worked himself into being a complete player, two-way player in this game.
OG continues to put it together for the Bulls right around the trade deadline. He'll be a restricted free agent. Walker Kessler, that's been a name that's been bandied about often. Sexton on the nice feed.
Well, he falls into that line. I mean, that rim protection big. He's a proven rim protector in this league. He'd be a guy you seriously have to take a look at, but I would guarantee you that Utah's just not going to let him walk. Because finding a good big, finding a good big who you don't have to run plays for, and he's not going to complain about getting the ball. He's happy with his defense.
Miller, so he will be limited to just 31 points. The Knicks have emptied out their bench to start the fourth quarter. Oh boy, here we go, Kolek. Tyler Kolek in his second year, who once played in a G League game and then later showed up and played in an NBA game. Former Marquette star, he hits a three. Miller drives and misses, so it's Clarkson, Kolek. Mohamed Diawara, who's
I'll tell you what, keep
an
an eye on
nice
him.
player.
He's going to be a good player for them.
I think he has shown some stuff in his limited time. Rookie out of Paris. So speaking of French basketball, he is another one out of France that is outstanding and has a great reputation.
He has a high motor, athletic, can block shots, rebound the basketball.
So Dillingham, Yabusele, Giddey getting some run. Miller and Williams, another turnover for the Bulls. Here comes Diawara with the Euro step, and he draws a foul. He's out there with Sohan, Clarkson, Kolek, and Jose Alvarado. Grand Theft Alvarado. The rotation play fool you tonight?
No.
Because as you know in the playoffs, it is very situational. Hey, Alvarado, you're coming in. You're going to be my defensive stopper in Game 3. Kevin Huerter, we need a three-point shooter. Detroit, you got to come in Game 4, and we might need you to come cold off the bench. You played 6 minutes all series. That's how it works in the playoffs, and all these guys are going to have to be ready.
Well, Alvarado was in the rotation when he first got here.
Yep.
I don't know why. I haven't seen a lot of him since, but I know he was in the rotation.
He started last game just because the injuries.
Oh, that's back-to-back turnovers for Rob Dillingham.
He's a little out of control, and Kolek hits another one.
It might be time to get old Matt McCall.
I want to hear it.
Listen, she don't want to see me. She don't want to see. We don't need to do a studio section.
Are you legitimately out here saying Natasha Bedingfield does not want this smoke?
No, she don't want to see me in the studio.
She don't want this smoke in the studio?
She don't want to see me in the studio. Oh, no.
Kolek, Sohan, ball movement, missed the layup, but a foul. Bulls have gone to
bring out the best in me.
How different are the octave ranges between the two?
Bring out the best in me.
Maybe not as different as people might think.
Exactly, understood that, but she looks cool in them.
Yeah, I can respect it. The star. That's how the stars go, man.
Well,
I'm gonna put my. Do you want me to put my sunglasses on for the fourth quarter?
Listen, we might do it. We might need to.
Oh, yeah. Well, at times, folks, if you're still watching, I'm sure you've had to shield your eyes with the play of the Bulls tonight. This has been a dominant Knicks performance. And Josh Hart said it for New York. We're not where we want to be right now. Well, this is a nice tune-up for them. Giddey left it short. He's had a tough night. 3 of 13 for the field, just 6 points. Sohan lost it. Kolek saved it.
You got to wonder why he's even out there right now.
Yeah, at this, I wonder if it's just to get a little bit of run and maybe get some minutes and get some running in there, but that time Kolek misses. Another offensive rebound for New York. It's Sohan, Alvarado, Kolek, runner.
Yeah, the Bills going to call timeout.
Well,
watching videotape, and Rick Brunson did a great job. Somebody just threw a shoe on it.
Well, Dillingham lost it, and then they kicked it out of the lane. And now Scott Foster just threw it to the sideline.
Oh, my goodness.
Bulls are playing 4-on-5. Here is Ulbrich with a nice lay-in. Good post move. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, you see some crazy things.
Here is Alvarado. Went to Christ the King High School here in New York and Queens. Once put up a quadruple double in his high school days.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that Modest is out there as well as Giddey.
And Modest taking a 3. In and out on that triple attempt. Tipped out to the sideline for Dillingham. Ulbrich, nice fake. Missed it, got it back, lays it in. You got Kolek still out there with Sohan, Diawara, Alvarado, and Pacome Dadier, another Frenchman who was a former teammate of Noah Senge's in Germany. There he is, missing the 3. And Sohan tried to save it, but he was out of bounds. It's because of a perfect storm of ejections, disqualifications, and injuries. And Sexton was one of the 3 remaining tied. He ended up scoring 40 that night over at Barclays Center.
Well, how about UConn women going down tonight to South Carolina? They broke their 54-game win streak, 62-48. It wasn't even close.
Dawn Staley gets the best of Gino Auriemma again. What a passing of the torch that's been. Remember, Gino was Dawn's coach when she was coming up at Team USA, and obviously they have basically grown up together in women's basketball, and Dawn is certified as it stands right now. There's a nice finish.
Yeah, they got into it at the end of the game.
A little jarring between those two, yep. They got
it as well.
Lauren Betts and the bigs on that group.
Yes.
That is a really talented, I mean, listen, that has been a talented program for the last 7 or 8 years now. Interesting note on the men's side, we have a possibility if Illinois and Michigan advance to have the first NCAA final on the men's side between conference opponents since your Oklahoma Sooners played Danny Manning and the Miracles, right?
Yeah, and I've been really surprised by that because that was in 1988, and I thought you'd see more. I thought at least it'd be two or three times.
You would think a couple of ACC teams would have squared off in the championship or something.
But, you know, I did not know that there has not been any since our 1988 game between Kansas.
Diawara no, and Huckporty is in, Ariel Huckporty. You have not been used to many games like this. Ethan Cooperson passes along another great note. The largest loss for the Bulls in series history. They're trying to avoid some dubious history tonight as they trail by 40.
That game is a little bit different. That was when the Monstars took our brain away, and we weren't the real Bulls at that point.
Suddenly you're all laid up at that point.
Yep. But you know what? That was a championship year.
Yeah, so you have nights like that.
So you have nights like that. I mean, you know, but you know, that was a team. Like I said, they felt like they had to have home court advantage to beat us, and you know,
they took it seriously.
We didn't.
Williams inside, nice move.
There you go, Patrick Williams. Start going inside more.
We have just not seen a whole lot of interior play. It's been a lot of settling for outside shots for Patrick, as we talked about the other night. We looked it up. He has only taken 20 mid-range jumpers all season long. Remember, this was a guy that
used to be a strong point.
That was a really strong suit for Patrick. We were making comparisons to Kawhi Leonard's mid-range game, and obviously when DeMar DeRozan got a hold of Patrick, there was a lot of focus on the mid-range game because of his size and length, and that has just not been a part of his game anymore.
Well, they encourage three-point shooting.
Yeah.
You know, and these guys are shooting threes. They would rather have threes than twos. And, you know, I just think it's just not efficient to just rely on that part of your game. You've got to get some twos. You got to balance it out a little bit because you're not making those shots. I mean, the Bulls right now are 9 for 31
from three. Yep.
From three-point line. And most nights it's like that. But that's what we talked about. That's another area that they're going to have to find some shooters. They're going to have to get some shooters out here.
As you said, Josh Giddey is a legitimate weapon if you can use him in some unique ways. But no matter how you want to use him, you have to have shooters around him. If you're going to play this drive and kick style, or even if you try to use him out of some post maneuvering next season, you got to have shooters no matter.
That's one of the things I think that's keeping him out of the league is being a consistent outside shooter. He does everything else really, really well. But I'd like to see if he can shoot some threes and knock some shots down and be an outside shooter.
Rebound to Ulbrich. He's out there as he gets fouled. They'll go to the line. McClung, Williams. At the NBA level, he's shooting like 20%, 25% from three. At the G League level, he did shoot almost 40.
I won't even buy into that. It's opportunity and having the confidence to take those shots.
You disregard his NBA.
Yeah, at the G League level, he's got the green light. He's got confidence to do those shots. But when you come, if you make one mistake or you miss a shot, you're coming out of the game. You can't play that way. But I would really take a good look at him and see what he can do. There's got to be something. And there's Yuki right there. He's another guy. He's another guy you got to take a look at, too. I mean, both these kids can play, man. They can play.
Mention right now, Atlanta on the road. In a couple of days, they'll host Boston for one final time. They've won 2 of 3 against the Celtics. They'll play Toronto and Charlotte. So those are all 4 teams that are competing for the postseason and jockeying for seeding a couple of those teams. Miller rims out the foul and worked his way up to being a very successful head coach.
Well, you see Ohio State legend Chris Gent over there on the bench.
He's the associate head coach.
He's been in this game a long time. He's a good player at Ohio State.
It's a good coaching staff. There's Alvarado knocking it down.
That's a good Ohio State team. We had Trigg, Lee, we had a bunch of Jay Burnson, who was a really good little guard back in the day. Oklahoma City team put a whooping on him in the Maui Classic.
Jerry Francis.
Jerry Francis, yeah.
And Curtis Wilson was on that team. Here is Dadier. For the international flavor, he knocks down a triple. Williams hits a 3. So it's still a 42-point game. And if the score holds right around here, this will be the largest win in series history for the New York Knicks. Remember, the Bulls beat the Knicks in the Jordan era.
Yeah, that does seem like a long time ago.
Yeah, that does seem like a long time ago.
Nights later,
Bulls
lost
came
to the
here a
Knicks
couple of nights later,
Good
lost to the
pass.
Knicks for their first loss.
Good pass.
No look from Yuki.
Good
to
pass.
Slick by Yuki Kawamura.
Slick by Yuki Kawamura.
Shot clock and game clock just about even.
Shot clock and game clock just about even, so very likely.
A 3 at the end of the
Bulls
clock.
launch
This will be
a
the
3 at the end of the
largest
clock. This will be the largest
victory
New York Knicks
in
victory
their long-time history against
in
the
their
Chicago
long-time
Bulls.
history against the Chicago
They will win
Bulls.
this one by 40 points.
They will win this.
Mac McClung inbounds right in front of Natasha
McClung inbounds
Bedingfield.
right in front of Natasha Bedingfield.
Release your inhibitions. The Knicks have
Release
50
your
wins.
inhibitions.
Fat Joe
The Knicks
loves
have
it.
50 wins.
Billy
Fat
Donovan's
Joe loves it. Billy Donovan, some love from Mike Brown. And the Knicks come away with the victory.